In March 2020, Inside Out faced the challenging reality of the COVID-19 pandemic, forcing the organization to postpone their 2020 festival from May to October. Along with this postponement, Inside Out also had to pivot to digital system alternatives in order to deliver their film program to their audiences across Ontario. With all staff working remotely, Inside Out delivered a festival like never before and successfully presented over 160 films digitally on the CineSend platform and in person at the Ontario Place Drive-In. After the first hybrid festival in Inside Out's 30-year history, the festival continued to implement its digital systems for the 2021 festival. Running from May 27th to June 6, 2021, Inside Out's 31st annual film festival was a fully digital experience, with 7 eventized galas and premieres, a virtual lounge, filmmaker networking events, party partnerships with Yohomo and Club Quarantine, and industry initiatives such as the Pitch Please short film competition. Inside Out's 30th and 31st festivals presented new successes, challenges, and opportunities for the festival to grow and continue its strong presence, not only in the film community, but in the queer community in general. These achievements would not have been possible without the contributions of the staff, board members, volunteers, contractors, filmmakers, donors, audience members, and other festival affiliates. To elaborate more about how each festival department utilized new digital systems, we have some of Inside Out's staff members to say a few words.
Hello, my name is Lauren Howes, and I am the Executive Director here at Inside Out Festival. Off the top, I would like to thank the Canada Council for the Arts. Our funding came through the Digital Strategies program for this digital literacy component, and we're very grateful to use these resources to share this information with our community. I started as the new ED of Inside Out in March of 2021. So I did inherit an organization in lockdown, and we had done the 2020 festival with a hybrid of drive-ins and digital. And sadly, in May of 2021, we were in all digital, still in lockdown mode. So this information I hope is really useful. It's been a tremendous learning experience for the organization. I want to thank all the partners, external partners that we've worked with to make this all happen. That will be highlighted in this series, and also to everybody who's participated and put it together.
Hi, my name is Ely. I'm the Director of Development at the Inside Out Film Festival.
I'm Andrew Murphy, and I'm the Director of Programming with Inside Out.
My name is Emma Pitters-Fisher. I work as a development coordinator, and I run and operate our retail shop called The Closet at Inside Out.
Hi, my name is Jane Schneider. I'm the Administrative Systems Manager at Inside Out, previously the office manager when we were in an office. We were quite lucky because when COVID came, we were already able to work remotely. So we just kind of snapped our laptop shut and went home and kept going. But of course, once we were at home for more than the expected 2 weeks, we became very dependent on those systems and used them more features, more storage, and so really expanded how we use those systems.
Well, I think we were really fortunate in that for a couple of years now, we've been using an online submission system called Film Freeway. And so we had been able to streamline our selection process and our entry process quite well pre-COVID times. So we were lucky that way. And so we have a pre-selection committee and a programming committee. And so before times, we would often meet in person and shortlist and things like that. But then our programming team, Jacob in particular, was great in creating these shelves which enabled us to completely digitize and move all of our process online completely. So we were quite lucky that way that there weren't too many roadblocks, I guess, in terms of that. So we were able to still shortlist, rate things, and then assign stuff and have meetings over Zoom and that kind of thing. So we were lucky that that part of the process wasn't interrupted. I think the big thing that was interrupted for us for programming was not having a venue, a physical venue anymore. In postponing our festival from May to October in 2020, it enabled us to take that time to research digital platforms, see what was out there, what was happening, like looking at other companies that were suddenly fast forwarding their progress and their design to adapt to this new world so that festivals like ours could shift to an online experience.
Some of the ways in which the development department took the festival online and pursued more digital strategies this year included some internal restructuring pieces as well as some external activation changes for our members.
One of the biggest challenges that my department had in switching over from an in-person festival to a digital festival was having to recruit, hire, onboard, work with, and then end contracts of festival staff. And we did all of this, of course, without meeting anyone in person. That was incredibly challenging, continues to be challenging. We're always looking for ways to do that better. The main tool that allowed us to do it at all was Zoom, and it worked surprisingly well, but I think we still have a long way to go there. And then the other area in which I was involved in terms of the digital festival was customer service. So in an in-person festival, we would normally be doing customer service almost exclusively in person, and now it had to all be remote. So we engaged a system called Help Scout, which worked surprisingly well, amazingly well. And the nice thing about that was we were able to bring on a handful of our regular festival volunteers to do remote volunteer shifts with customer service. So that was great to even engage a few volunteers, felt really good.
In terms of like activations and member events, obviously we weren't able to have any in person for a variety of reasons. So we started off in year one, so it would be 2020, with larger Zoom events or live streams where we either had staff or guest speakers and other like notable names that would be of interest to our membership have talks or live events or whatever it may be. And then in year two, which was this year, we really expanded on that and took our digital approach to the next level by partnering with a queer-owned production partner named Nordest that allowed us to really expand our footprint online. Some of the ways we were able to really do that included building with Nordest an online platform where members can interact with each other via avatars. It kind of reminds you of The Sims a little bit. But that really was an amazing opportunity for us to connect with people in a more advanced or interactive way than we would be able to on a Zoom event or a Zoom party or a Zoom call.
Previously to going digital, we had what we called the Pink Market, which was an in-person vendor market for queer artists and queer vendors, and we would sell their items at our in-person events. And then once going digital, we wanted to keep that going because it was very successful, so we started Keep It Queer, which was a way to sell similar vendors and artist items, but online on our retail shop called The Closet.
The Inside Out launch party in traditional years is a great opportunity for our members to understand what's in the program and hang out with friends who they potentially haven't seen in a while and really get excited about the festival. For obvious reasons, we aren't able to do that this year and weren't able to do that last year as well. So we decided to bring and harness as much of that energy that usually occurs at our launch events into an online 5 days of giveaways week. What that looked like is we partnered with a drag queen that was on Canada's Drag Race, Lemon, who walked through the program on different videos of every day. So spotlighting what the movies were about and where they fit in the overall program. And then with that complementary to it, we had 5 days of giveaways on social as well as on our newsletter that allowed us to highlight different local vendors through giveaways that they were generously offering. And then the third way that we engaged with a digital first strategy is we partnered with 5 different community influencers that really brought in different perspectives from different aspects of the community. And through that, we're also doing smaller spotlights on different parts of the program, specifically movies that they really liked and wanted to support. And then that all culminated in a big event that we held on Zoom that focused mostly on a really fun game of bingo that was hosted by a local DJ and event producer named Phil Villeneuve, and that was a really great way to close out launch week. And also was surprising in the sense that we had a lot of people dial in from outside of the province, which is usually where we operate. So it was one of the few events that we had that had a national reach. So we're really excited about that.
Typically at a festival, when you have a physical venue and a physical festival, once you figure out who your guests are, what filmmakers are coming, what talent's coming, you figure out a Q&A schedule based on the schedule of the film, and a programmer or staff is assigned, and you go and you do the Q&A in front of a live audience, and that's great. Or if there's a particular panel, you might grab from industry side, from filmmaker side, or invite some local people and put a panel together, and you put that in the lounge or in a physical space. So we really had to rethink, how do we give that added experience that makes festivals special, right? That, for a lot of the time, is why people go to festivals, because you get the context for the content you're watching, and you get to meet the people who made the content or made the film and that kind of thing. And so, again, once you get over that devastation personally, and you go into how do we solve this, or how do we make it meaningful to our audience, because our audience is special and very dedicated and loyal. So that is a cautionary tale. It's a lot of work moving that to an online space, and I think in our postponement of the festival, not only just sorting out the online platform, just monitoring what other organizations were doing and seeing what the uptake was. And we found that the work that goes into a panel, you may only get a small number of people who actually watch it, and they have to find it as well. They have to know where to look for it on the platform and stuff. So I think we had some key learnings there in terms of what are the topics that rise to the top, what are the things that matter, and what are the things that aren't so timely that they're useless after the festival, right? What are the things that can live on a YouTube channel, on a website, or any other digital space that belongs to Inside Out, that can be useful in any other kind of way, or a teaching tool.
So thank you all for engaging with this project. I hope that you found it useful. For our organization, it is the best practices that we have tried and tested over the past 2 years, and will definitely be using going forward. Thanks again to everybody who contributed to this project. Stay safe, everybody.